Hey everybody, today is Friday, September 6th, 2019. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, and we got a lot of video game news to talk about this week. Let's get you caught up on stuff. The first story. Wow, why do I sound so excited? I'm like shouting.
Video games.
Video games. Sorry. Hey guys, subscribe. No. The first news story actually is about Crysis of all video games. Remember Crysis? I remember Crysis. I guess no one else does. Anyone? Bueller?
We're working.
Sorry. So Crytek put out this long demo reel demonstrating the newest powers of the CryEngine, which I think they should bring back that lady. Achieved with CryEngine. They don't really have her in it anymore.
Oh yeah, they don't really have her.
This is like the.
I'm sitting here like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like a thing that nobody. She didn't die. So CryEngine 5.6. This is a whole tech engine trailer that is breaking down a lot of really impressive graphics and visuals. But then towards the end, the trailer highlights a beautifully designed, lush jungle environment. This environment then leads to a wide open, crystal blue waters with some similar landmarks and vibe and music, and then the sound of what sounds like the Crysis suit power change button, which leads a lot of people to believe that Crytek is teasing some sort of new CryEngine version of the original Crysis, or just a new Crysis game, or a remaster, or a remake, something, I don't know, but it is actually really exciting, even if they're just being cute and it's an Easter egg, which I hope not, considering the way it looks like they put some work into it. If they're bringing back Crysis, I think the best way to do it is to do it how the original one was, where it was this insane benchmark for PC gamers. Now there is so much more PC gaming in the world, so for them to bring back Crysis and now with this new CryEngine, once again have like insane graphics that will break every PC, I think that could be cool. I want to see that. I really want to know what you guys think. Would you be down to play Crysis again in 2019 with pretty graphics, or a new one entirely? Did you love 2 and 3? Are you not hot on them? Let's talk about this stuff down in the comments and move on to the next story, which is the big-ass, crazy Nintendo Direct we had yesterday. Actually, 2 days ago. Sorry, I'm recording this a little early. Considering I thought it was going to be focused mostly around Pokemon, naively, we got a little bit of Pokemon info, but mostly this was to blow out a lot of things. We're going to link it all in the description below. We don't have time to highlight everything, unfortunately, but here are some of the big things that I think you guys should definitely know. First of all, the big thing, Overwatch is coming to Switch. There's been leaks, there's been rumors, we've been new, and now it's definitely actually a thing. It's dropping in October. Apparently it's going to run at 30 FPS, which I don't know how you could expect more if you have an idea of like how the internals of the Switch is. But I guess for people who are Overwatch crazy still, this is an exciting thing. More people exposed to Overwatch on a new platform on the go is pretty cool. We also got a lot of Super Smash Brothers stuff. First and foremost, Terry is the new fighter, but also as a Mii fighter costume, you have Sans from Undertale, which is unexpected, but pretty cool. And plus now people are finally getting their hands on Banjo as a fighter. I'm curious to see what you guys think, because I'm afraid to jump back into Smash and get my ass kicked because I'm rusty since the game released. We also got a new look at Animal Crossing New Horizons. Definitely fleshed out. I don't know totally if it's like what I want from an Animal Crossing game, but Tom Nook has a new shirt, so that's good. And a big surprise for me is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is, the Wii Xenoblade game, and it looks drastically better. It definitely seems like they've really beefed up the graphics department as a remaster type of thing, and I'm excited for that. We also are getting Deadly Premonition 1 and 2 on Switch. The fact that they're making a Deadly Premonition 2 is very wild. That's like the Room of video games, I've been told. I've still never played it, but now it's getting a sequel, and I think that's good news for those fans. Speaking of being a fan of weird things, Star Wars, but I'm talking not this new Star Wars that everybody hates. I'm talking about real Star Wars. I'm talking about that dark age where there was nothing Star Wars except crappy video games to keep us alive. We're getting Jedi Outcast 2 and Academy on Nintendo Switch. We're also getting it on other platforms, but that's awesome because I want more people to see these wild and awesome Kyle Katarn Star Wars games that I talk about. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, so good luck, have fun. And also, one last thing that I think is very cool and worth kind of giving props to, Divinity Original Sin 2 dropped right now on Nintendo Switch, but it's also got some cross-saving action between Steam and Switch, and for a game like that, that is perfect. Honestly, if more games have that, makes my game playing life easier, and I'm so about it. But everything else Nintendo Direct will be linked down in the description below, like I said, but I want to know what you guys were really hot on from this. If you have a Nintendo Switch, or maybe you want a Nintendo Switch, what are you most interested in? We couldn't talk about everything, so let me know. Next up, Cyberpunk 2077. Of course, we got to talk about it. There's been a lot of news flying around. First, the third-person cutscene thing, and how there's pretty much going to be next to no third-person cutscenes. It's all going to be in a first-person perspective. I think that's a very interesting shift. I wonder how along in development that shift was made. Regardless, at this point, still, I'm very much just like, all right, whatever, guys. You guys make good games. This looks like a good, hardcore RPG. That's what I want first and foremost, so just go for it, dudes. But the newest news, fresh off the presses, is that multiplayer is definitely a thing, and they have announced that they are working on it. Apparently, it is in the research and development phase. They said they are still working on the game dropping in April, and then they're going to be releasing, DLC and content for the single-player stuff after that, but then the plan is to eventually roll out multiplayer. I have so many questions on what the hell this is going to be. People have thrown around co-op. I would love it to be a battle royale game. I'm just trolling you. Sorry. Whatever it is, I'm glad, but I'm also happy that they seem to be pretty forthcoming that they're not dedicating all their resources to it currently right now. Also, it might be a smart way to get people to continue playing a game, like to kind of bring it back, because, there's so many games where they come out, people play it, news sites and YouTube channels talk about it, and then all of a sudden it disappears because a new game comes out next week. And it's crazy. So Cyberpunk can kind of keep that heat going with multiplayer. Not like they need it, I don't know, but still interesting. But speaking of interesting, wow, my segues are on fire today in the worst possible way. Konami, let's talk about Konami. We haven't talked about them in a while, but an interesting interview has surfaced that I think is worth pointing out, man. So apparently they still want to make games, and not just mobile games and pachinko games and washing machines, but they actually are, focusing on console and PC development. Thanks to an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Konami Europe's president Masami Sasso went on record saying this, and I quote, "Even with new platforms coming out, we believe high-end console games are the most important. We challenge for innovative ideas and technology within our console games and apply them to other devices, so we will continue to put effort into our console games. We also plan to increase our portfolio. We plan to work on projects with other globally known IPs in the near future." He also goes on to say that they want to create new IPs and completely new genres for all different age brackets and different types of players, and that they are going to still be doing mobile stuff. And the fact that he said globally known IPs that they want to work on in the future is either, them branding stuff or them actually using what they got. So we have, of course, Metal Gear Solid no longer being Hideo Kojima's, strictly Konami's, which I know they're going to drag the corpse out for that game and try and revive it at some point for money. But then, they also have stuff like Castlevania and Silent Hill. The new Contra is at least a start, but with them sitting on other things, especially a hot property like Castlevania, are they going to actually pursue something good again? That's a big question. I think it's funny that he actually expressed that they do care and they do want to make stuff other than Yu-Gi-Oh games and PES football, soccer games, But still, I can't wait but hope for the best, but not expect much. Does that make sense? We'll have to wait and see. But next up, of course, we got our little segment where we bring you guys some of the trailers, some of the videos you may have missed this week. They're all linked in the description below. The first one is the Gears 5 launch trailer. This shows a little bit of new exciting stuff from the campaign. I also put out a before you buy for the game. I've been playing it. I got a review copy. I think it's pretty darn good with a couple things here and there. So go check that out too if you're curious. We also got an announcement trailer for Homeworld 3. Something I never thought it would see the light of day, and I'm sure a lot of older hardcore sci-fi PC gamers didn't expect either. And also, I want to point it out because I really like their work, and a lot of people have been screaming about a Cyberpunk downgrade. Digital Foundry put out a video analyzing the new Gamescom gameplay, and it's pretty interesting in the 1080p 4K stuff, upscaling, blah, blah, blah. If you like looking over graphics and if you like Digital Foundry's work, I recommend go checking that out. But also, 2 new leaks have popped up recently suggesting some things, and a lot of people have sent them my way. I appreciate it very much. The first is Splinter Cell. So a GameStop listing has once again popped up for goggles, some hinting at some sort of new release as like a merchandising item. I still don't know what the case is because, again, this did pop up a couple months ago. I, of course, pour over everything Splinter Cell, and I hope for the best, but honestly, I still don't know right now. Something that does look a little more interesting, Target had a listing for the game Elden Ring. This is the From Software game where they're working with George R.R. Martin. That had a release date that didn't look like a placeholder release date because it's usually, December 31st of whatever year. This specifically was a June 30th, 2020 release date on the listing. So that seems highly specific. I don't know, just throwing it out there. Thought you guys would find it interesting. This is, of course, rumors and speculation that we're talking about. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, but still, what do you think? Also, in some interesting industry news, Ikumi Nakamura from Tango Gameworks, she is essentially one of the creative directors and lead art directors on their games like Evil Within and stuff like that, has left the company, and she was working on Ghostwire Tokyo, their next game, which seems like it could be cool. So she was actually the one at E3 that made a big splash because she was just so charming and likable on stage. But her departure is leaving a lot of people, especially people who like their games, have been kind of, anticipating seeing more of whatever Ghostwire Tokyo really is. Kind of, saying what's going on here? Is this a big shakeup? People move, people change jobs all the time. We haven't talked about it recently, but, also one of the leads behind Halo Infinite has left, and everyone seems to be divided. Some people in the industry say it's a big deal, some people say it's not. Random people think it's a big deal, some don't think it is. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about this, and also what you expect from a game like Ghostwire Tokyo. Also, just want to take the time to shout out you guys, any of you who we got to meet at PAX West 2019. We were there last weekend. We did a meet and greet at the Discord booth. We also did a panel, a version of our live show, and a lot of you guys showed up, and we got to meet a lot of people out there who are really, really cool and genuine. They've given us great feedback about the channel, and we all came back to work from the trip just kind of like feeling good. So if any of you out there watching right now were the people who we got to meet, thank you. It was really good to see you, and we hope to see you around next time. Seattle's awesome. But that's really it this week. So before we go, we got to do that console giveaway. You know how this goes down by now. There's a link in the description below. You click it to sign up. You enter once, then you're entered for good. And every single week, we go in to randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. Now, this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because we're going to be reaching out to you to find out how to send you your free stuff. But that's it. So let's talk about the stuff going on this week. We kept it kind of short because I am finishing this up and going on vacation. I'm very happy to be doing so. But, the Nintendo Direct, there was a lot going on. So I want to know, what were some of your biggest highlights? What do you enjoy the most? Also, we have to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer. What would you want from that? I feel like so many people have so many hopes and dreams latched onto this game. Now, if you can pivot that and also have hopes and dreams for a multiplayer concept, what would that be? Also, if you think Konami is going to get back into making games and if they start busting out their old IPs, what do you want them to do? I'm just hoping that they kind of Capcom's been kind of doing pretty good lately and realizing the pile of gold they're sitting on with some of their older titles. So I wonder if Konami can do the same. But what do you want? Let's talk about any of this stuff, any of this new stuff down in the comments. I'm sure there's some interesting conversations to be had. We always look forward to those. But if you got anything else for me, if you want to yell at me or anything like that, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But gotta say, thank you guys for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. Be sure to catch up on our Before You Buys for Gears 5 and stuff like that. We would love that. But if you enjoyed this video, learned something, maybe got caught up on the week, clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We actually really appreciate that. But if you're new, it's worth subscribing and hitting that notification bell too, because we put out videos every single day. There's a lot. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.